Wow, scientists released fMRI images of the brain on LSD today, which is the first time that's ever been done since the LSD was first synthesized in 1938. Big news. And what they showed is that the brain is actually massively altered. The connections in the brain, the networks, the electrical activity. Some parts of the brain actually talk to each other that don't normally talk to each other, and some don't talk to each other while on LSD. They also found that the visual cortex actually communicates with many more regions of the brain than normal, which explains a lot of the hallucinations you have on LSD. And they found the neuronal networks, which actually fire together when the brain is at rest, actually lost synchronization, which could explain the whole ego dissolution, ego death thing. Anyway, go look up the images. What I found interesting about this is that this is the first time we've actually imaged the brain on LSD, which seems ridiculous. Why don't we want to know about altered consciousness? We're a species rapidly diving into a new world of VR and AR, where we live in these completely altered states of reality, and yet we don't want to know about LSD. What the hell? Even just from a medical standpoint, people already know that it's actually it's useful at treating depression, it's useful at treating alcoholism, and it actually boosts your creativity massively. People actually microdose it to boost creativity. It's very likely that within the next 5 to 10 years, most of us are going to be living permanently in a VR world, a virtual reality world, or at least an augmented reality world on a daily basis. And that's just the beginning. After that, it's like implants, contact lenses, implants, neuronal wrapping, nanobots, and then merging our mind and machine toward the singularity. So it's actually been suggested quite a few times that things like psychedelics actually, and like psilocybin and shrooms and now acid and stuff like that, actually help us prepare for that future. There's another thought actually that our brains evolved to a point where it's settled on a certain level of reality, a certain level of consciousness, and drugs actually unlock that. Otherwise, we'd be tripping all the time. When you take psychedelics, you're basically like hacking with the algorithm of the most powerful computer in the world that we know of, the brain, and you're literally like morphing and changing its reality function. It's exactly these type of drugs that society needs to really unlock that creativity and solve problems in a unique way, make connections in the brain and across other people that you would normally have never been made. I've tried it a few times, but probably the thing that really stands out mostly is the visuals. So you're getting fractals across everything, and you're just noticing patterns. The brain is a pattern recognition machine. That's what humans are. You notice them a lot more. The most amazing visual I ever had kind of reminded me of seeing the Matrix. When Neo sees the code, it was kind of like that, and it's made me question a lot of things about the simulated universe theory and lots of things like that. So I was just sitting in a mate's living room with a couple other people, and peacock feathers, how they're really shimmery? So imagine that, but as fractals, mapped on every single surface and spinning animated. So yeah, I'd highly recommend it for insights and new creativity and kind of like a reflection and, kind of like working out what your purpose and your mission is. It's a safe drug, but it's an intense drug. So anyway, the scientists that took these fMRI images, the next thing they're going to do is look at how it affects creativity and dreams. And I think that'll be massive, because microdosing is actually a thing that people are already trying now, and I think more people will do it in the future.